It's so crazy to me that I didn't study computer science. I came from a non-coding background. I had no idea I'd end up working in tech. And now I'm a full-time software engineer, and this is my day. Welcome to a day in my life. I'm Becca, a full-time software engineer and part-time Pilates instructor. Things look so different now to how they first started. So let's talk about some of the things I wish I'd done differently and what I'd do if I was learning from scratch today. But first, let's eat. And then let's get my morning workout in. Breakfast is my favourite meal of the day, and I don't feel good when I train fasted, so I always make sure I'm fueled for my workout. Today I had a yogurt bowl with fruit, nuts and seeds, and cacao nibs. Working from home means I have so much more time in the day as I don't have long commute times, and I really cherish my mornings. Movement is the best way I can start my day. It gets the endorphins going and it clears my head so that I can think clearly throughout the day. Being a developer, you're sat at your desk pretty much all of the time, so movement in the morning makes me feel so much better. Today I did a calisthenics ring workout. One of my goals is to get a muscle up. I feel so far off achieving it, but I'm putting in the work to get there. Muscle ups are super hard to get, especially as a female. For the muscle up, you need to have strong pull-ups and strong tricep dips. So I started my workout with some ring muscle ups. These can be pretty tough on your wrists because you use something called a false grip. Instead of holding the ring in your fingers, you rest your wrists over the ring and let that support you. It takes a while to build up the strength and tolerance for that position. My dips are not as strong as my pull-ups, so I use a band for these. Now everyone, set a reminder to come back to this video and check in with me. See if I'm any closer to my muscle up goal, or if I've achieved it yet. I'm hoping I'll achieve one in less than a year, but if I still don't have it in a year from now, then I don't know what's happened, so you can all hold me accountable. My workday always starts with a morning stand-up. Stand-up is where we share what progress we made the day before, how we're going to progress today, and if we have any blockers. It's a chance for everyone in the team to check in with each other and a way for us to stay aligned. Then into some actual work. As a team, we've recently been working with a new tech stack to what we normally use. You'll see as the day goes on how we encounter problems that are difficult to solve. But it makes me think back to when I first started learning to code and how my approach to learning and solving problems has changed massively. Something I would have done differently when starting out is just changing my mindset to be more patient with myself. I used to get so stressed out about code and if things weren't working, or if I wasn't picking up things as fast as other people with more experience than me. But I realise now that's completely normal, and it's all part of the process. Things go wrong in code all the time, and errors and issues are expected. Also, people don't expect you to know everything the first time round. Even seniors have a lot to learn. Engineers are constantly learning. Tech evolves so quickly that it's impossible to know everything at any stage of your career. When I first started learning to code, I was jumping between random tutorials trying to learn everything at once. There wasn't really a clear structure, and I ended up passively watching a lot of content without actually building much myself. There's nothing wrong with tutorials, but they only work if you're actively coding alongside them, and I definitely wasn't doing that enough. If I could start again, I'd focus way more on structured, hands-on learning where I'm actually building things and applying what I'm learning straight away. That's why I really like Scrimba. It's interactive, so you're not just watching, you're coding inside the lesson. The videos run alongside a built-in IDE, so you can pause, edit the code, experiment, and complete practical challenges as you go. They've got different career paths depending on what you want to focus on. Front end, back end, full stack, and even an AI engineer path. And the courses are project based, which means you're building real things you can actually put in a portfolio. There are free courses to get started, and then more in-depth pro courses if you want extra structure and more challenges. One path I wish I'd had when I started is their full stack developer path, because it gives you a clear roadmap of what to learn and in what order, instead of trying to piece everything together yourself. If you do want to try it, my link gives you 20% off. And if you go for the annual plan, that already works out about 50% cheaper than paying monthly. And the 20% discount stacks on top of that. But even if you just start with the free courses, the biggest thing is to focus on building as you learn. For lunch, I either keep things really quick and simple, or I try to prep in advance to save me time during the week. Today was one of the good days. Most of it was already done. The other day, I made a mixed bean and vegetable dish and some roasted chicken breast, so all I had to do was reheat it and add some sweet potato. I served it with some avocado and a side salad. I love adding apple cider vinegar and black pepper to my salad. It's really simple, and apple cider vinegar has so many health benefits. I also try to properly step away from my desk at lunch, even if it's just half an hour. It helps me reset, so I come back feeling clearer and more focused for the afternoon. This afternoon, I had a call with 2 of my teammates, and we worked through a problem together. We've been doing some app development work recently, and we were trying to get the app running properly locally on our iOS devices, which turned out to be much more complicated than we expected. In this team, we do a lot of pairing and mobbing, and having another set of eyes can make such a difference, especially when you've been staring at the same problem for hours. When I first started coding, I was so nervous about showing people my code. I was embarrassed by the quality of it and worried they'd judge it. But looking back, I was just slowing down my progress by not asking for help. If I could start again, I'd ask more questions, share my work earlier, and learn from as many people as possible. That's how you improve faster. As you can probably tell, I was so stuck here, and so were my teammates. When I first started coding, I thought being stuck meant I wasn't good enough. Now I know it's literally part of the job. When you're learning to code, you spend a lot of time not fully understanding what's going on, and that's normal. You're working with new concepts, unfamiliar tools, and problems you've never seen before. Even now, a big part of my day is figuring things out, searching for answers, and testing different approaches. If I could start again, I'd spend less energy worrying about whether I was smart enough or doing things perfectly the first time round, and more energy just staying patient and working through the problem. We got to the end of the day without successfully running the app on all of our devices. Sometimes problems just take way longer than you expect, especially when you're dealing with integrations, different environments, and unknown tools. Earlier in my career, that would have stressed me out a lot. Now I know it's just part of the process. You try things, you learn what doesn't work, you adjust, and you pick it up again the next day. Whether it's learning to code or trying to get a muscle up, I'd approach both the same way now. Focus less on how far away the goal feels, and more on just showing up and doing the work. That's what actually moves you forward. If you're working towards something at the moment, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you're building or training for. And if you enjoy these day in the life videos, feel free to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.